knows that his next move is not an upward mobility move. His next move is most likely out the damn door and into the unemployment line. So now probably, just any little thing that goes on, he's probably drinking a bottle of pills and pills falling all out the side of his mouth. And then just...
Yo, what up? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another video. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So apparently Don Lemon is flipping out. All right. My man went from sweet to sour. Apparently things are not going well at his new CNN show. He flipped all the way out. Lemon juice was squirting all over the place, and he then screamed at his CNN This Morning host, and it left the crew rattled. You know what I'm saying? Like a baby crib. So what they say here is that tensions on the set of CNN This Morning have recently boiled over, with Don Lemon allegedly screaming at co-host Catelyn Collins off camera during an ugly incident in December that has left the cast and crew rattled, since the Post has learned. According to two sources with knowledge of the situation, 56-year-old Lemon approached 30-year-old Collins following the show's Thursday, December 8th broadcast and unloaded on her in front of staffers as he accused her of interrupting her on air. Could you imagine how that went? Oh, that's disgusting. He just unloaded on her. Don screamed at Catelyn, who was visibly upset, and ran out of the studio once the source with knowledge said of the skirmish. News of the explosive incident made it all the way up to CNN CEO Chris Light, who is said to have been appalled by Lemon's behavior, according to a source. A second source said that the producer talked to Lemon at the behest of Lice and told the anchor to take the next day off to cool off. All right. So, Don, I don't know if this is true or not, but it's not a good look, bruh, for you to be flipping out like that. You know what I'm saying, at work. But at the same time, no, you never know, because this chick right here could be one of those Karens, and anytime you just happen to cross paths with her eyes, she could be like, oh my God, he's a creep. Oh my God, he's a creep. But then again, on the other hand, Don Lemon has a history of being a creep. How many of you guys know the story about what happened with Don Lemon and Justin Heiss? I think this is kind of weird that they have them wearing matching outfits. I mean, this is just kind of dumb. But this is what you see happening to all of these people. You know what I'm saying? These Democrat shills, especially Don Lemon. You know what I'm saying? Don Lemon was the one that brought CNN a lot of ratings. And, basically they're done with him because the United States is so delusional and so unapologetic in its hate and disgust, you know what I'm saying, for black people, that they want to move in a more average American, racist direction with their content. So they kicked Don Lemon to the curb. Actually, they kicked him to the breakfast table and took him out of his primetime spot. And now they have him doing this show here. It's like Three's Company, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure Don Lemon is feeling some tension because he knows that his next move is not an upward mobility move. His next move is most likely out the damn door and into the unemployment line. So now probably, just any little thing that goes on, he's probably drinking a bottle of pills and pills falling all out the side of his mouth, and then just snapping on people every time somebody says something. You know what I'm saying? You tap him on the shoulder, you turn around, what? You know what I'm saying? Or you call, what are you calling me for right now? You know what I'm saying? He's probably going around snapping on everybody, you know what I'm saying? And the fruit flavored fashion that he does, you know what I'm saying? So now here it says the following night, the three co-hosts were slated to get drinks and arrive together at a White House Christmas party for the press, the source said. Man, see, that stuff, man. This that stuff right here. They got TJ Holmes and Amy Roebuck in trouble, but I don't think you got to worry about Don getting in trouble like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if this was TJ Holmes, I'd be like, TJ, come here, let me holler at you. I'm saying, let me just, you know what I'm saying, let me just talk to you man to man real quick. You know what I'm saying? Help you out, drop a little game on you. You know what I'm saying? So you do your little thingy thing and not get in trouble. You ain't got to worry about that with Don Lemon. Ain't gonna be no Amy Roebuck, TJ Holmes rumors with Don Lemon. If anything, it'd be some rumors with Don and John or something like that. And both of his hosts are females, so that definitely takes Don Lemon out of the game. You know what I'm saying? So now, but it says at the pre-party gathering, it never happened after the emotional day, and they trickled into the bash separately. An insider with knowledge said. After the party, Lemon had a late night dinner with his agent, Jay Suarez, according to the sources. The situation was especially awkward because Collins, a rising star, who had most recently served as CNN's youngest chief White House correspondent, is also represented by the powerful and well-connected Suarez. While he dined with Lemon, Collins met with the show's co-anchor, Poppy Harlow, the sources said. At this point, Catelyn wants to be on set with Don as little as possible. A source with knowledge of the situation added, it's messy. Neither Lemon nor Collins responded to requests for comment. A rep from CNN declined to comment on the incident, but said in just 3 months, these anchors have created a compelling morning show that breaks news and drives the conversation. Actually, none of that is true. I don't watch this show, and I never have. This show is so garbage that they've never even said anything noteworthy for a YouTube reaction video to be made of it. Have you guys even seen any YouTube reaction videos to Three's Company in the Morning? I think the name of the show is. I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? And I know I definitely haven't made one. So the December 8th blow up wasn't the first sign of trouble at CNN this morning since the show's November 1st launch. A week earlier, Lemon got into an awkward dispute with Collins and Harlow on air, arguing that the U.S. men's soccer team should get paid more than the women's team, despite the men's relative lack of success at the World Cup. The dust-up made headlines, with the Daily Beast quoting Lemon saying, "The men were more interesting to watch," and that doesn't really have any that doesn't have any merit. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Don Lemon to two women. Ladies, you two are gonna have to stand down because the men, they're more interesting to watch. Like, stop it, Don. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop. Stop. You just messed up the whole damn argument. You know what I'm saying? A comment that Lemon quickly walked back and insisted was a joke, which is something that I find, you know what I'm saying, PC people do all the time, especially when they get in trouble for saying something racist. I called you the N-word. Oh my God, I was just joking. Now I'm about to lose my job. Late last month, Eric Hall, executive producer of CNN This Morning, was reportedly ousted from the helm of the show and moved to a new role at the 11 p.m. hour of CNN Tonight. CNN didn't comment on the move. Earlier this week, the network tapped former CBS producer Chris Russell to replace Hall. Collins and Lemon, meanwhile, have been on set together less frequently since the purported dust-up. Lemon was most recently sent to Memphis to quarterback coverage on the death of Tyree Nichols. And the reason why CNN did that is because they don't have any other black noteworthy news reporters. And the other reason why CNN did that is because black people continue to go to the white media first instead of allowing us the first access to the story and the only access to the story, to where the white media would then have to come through us or use our material in order to get information from the story. Until black people start doing that, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is. People hard-headed, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a black media out here and you still keep going to CNN. And then you wonder why people report things. I just don't know why they keep showing this picture of my baby getting beat. Because the world is correct. That's why. And you contribute to it. So now here it says Collins had been working remotely from Washington, D.C. on and off in January. A CNN rep said Collins had been on assignment, as she also serves as the chief correspondent for the show, adding, the intent was always for the anchor to get out from behind the desk, and they are doing an extraordinary job taking viewers inside the most important news stories of the day. To address tensions, a second source told the Post, Don has been given notes by the show's producer to not talk so much and let other people talk. Don's a bossy guy and difficult to work with. Even he would admit that. He was a solo act before. He doesn't want to be in Destiny's Child, the sources added, but he does want to be Beyonce, referring to the music group headlined by Beyonce in the early, I don't know what AUGTH or AUGHTS is. I don't know what AUGTS is. Do you guys know AUGTS? It says headlined by Beyonce in the early aughts. I don't know what that is. Others close to Lemon confirmed that the former primetime anchor is not happy about sharing the limelight with Harlow and Collins. Don has an intractable ego, a source close to both Like and Lemon said. My understanding is that he wants the show to be about him. I don't know how you fix that. It's a very difficult situation. A second source, who has worked with big TV personalities, however, was inclined to cut Lemon some slack as he struggles to orient himself on a 3-person show. He struggles to orient himself, you know what I'm saying, as a male also. So, you know, he's got a lot of struggles with orientation. It's never smooth sailing in the beginning, the source added. They are all trying to get their sea legs. Until November, Lemon had hosted his 10 p.m. show, Don Lemon Tonight, but Like canceled it amid lackluster ratings and moved him to the morning show, which airs weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. When the news of the reshuffle broke, Lemon ripped reports and called that move a demotion. In private, meanwhile, Lemon confidant told the Post that he didn't like that Collins had worked for the right-leaning website The Daily Caller before her gig covering the Trump White House for CNN. That's interesting. So my question for anybody that's watching right now is, did anybody know that Collins from this CNN show worked for the right-leaning website The Daily Caller? Now that's interesting, and that basically shows right there, if you're a PC person, you can just switch from left to right at the drop of a dime. But again, there's no loyalty there ever anyway. The December 8th incident was mentioned in passing in a report the following day by Puck News, which said Lemon had skipped his hosting duties on the following broadcast due to exhaustion. The report by senior correspondent Dylan Bears said Lemon needed a day off after a very tense segment with Collins, who repeatedly tried to speak over him as he was reading the news to his apparent annoyance. It'd be hard to blame Lemon for being annoyed, Byers added. He's still a young man, to be sure. I don't know. I think that's questionable. But at the same time, though, I guarantee you that little Karen chick that used to work for The Daily Caller is purposely trying to troll Don Lemon to get him to blow up so they can get him off the show. You know what I'm saying? So Don Lemon should kind of move with caution, but Don Lemon is one of them people that think he got himself into a certain position and he can do whatever he wants to, not knowing that the entire time they put you into that position, they're calculating your downfall. So now they got you on here with these little young girls that's going to be making all kind of allegations about you and saying you aggressive and stuff like that. If I was Don Lemon, I'd mission abort. You know what I'm saying? I'd get you a StreamYard account and start doing your own thing on YouTube. But a lot of you old media cats are too stupid to do that. So you're probably going to end up finding yourself in some kind of scandal. And next thing you know, all the headlines about you that the white media put out will just call you disgraced former CNN anchor Don Lemon. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the report raised eyebrows as Byers is also represented by Shure's Hollywood talent agency, UTA. Industry sources said Collins' relationship with Shure's, meanwhile, has gone downhill, and that communication between them has been spotty. A source close to Like said Like's relationship with Shure's, who once floated by Puck as a potential candidate for the job now held by Like, has been tense at times. But a source with knowledge said Shure's, who represents many CNN clients, met with Leitch at the network's New York headquarters on Thursday. Earlier this week, another Puck report emerged saying Collins was having a hard time adapting to her new assignment as anchor at CNN This Morning, while revealing fresh drops in ratings for the Last Play show, which have sunk below those of its predecessor, New Day. Collins rose to stardom as a Trump White House correspondent, where she made a name for herself as a fearless, take-no-BS reporter, but has yet to find footing behind the desk, sharing the spotlight with older and more experienced anchors, Byers wrote. Neither buyers nor shores commented. All right. So again, it's getting kind of tight for Don Lemon. You know what I'm saying? He up there at CNN, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Don Lemon is too busy being distracted by some of the other guys that work there to notice the writing on the wall. But I see it. Do you guys see the writing on the wall for Don Lemon? Yo, Don, you know what I'm saying? You better get out of there, because it's not going to end well for you, my man. Get out of there while you can. But Don Lemon is one of them boule cats that thinks he's a lot better and a lot smarter. And my philosophy is there's some people that are meant to perish so that other people can flourish. So Don, if you think you're too smart and you think you're too good to listen to what I got to say, out of your ashes will rise somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So now Don Lemon is getting slammed by everybody. Even this lame goofball Stephen Colbert slammed Don Lemon for wearing a hoodie on CNN, which is interesting. You know what I'm saying? You have a problem with CNN or with Don Lemon wearing a hoodie on CNN? I mean, for one, Don Lemon would know the dress code because he works there. And for two, if I'm not mistaken, that breakfast show is supposed to be a little bit more casual. So Stephen Colbert should probably worry about what he's wearing, but for some reason he's interested in and worried about what Don Lemon is wearing, which tells me that he's looking at Don Lemon. And, you know, if you know about Don Lemon and, you know, you consider yourself a straight male, I don't know why you'd be looking at Don Lemon, but Stephen Colbert undeniably was. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Colbert slams Don Lemon for wearing a hoodie on CNN's revamped breakfast show, only for Anchor to hit back and say bosses had asked him to be more casual. Stephen Colbert slammed Don Lemon on Thursday for his outfit earlier in the day. Lemon who was 56, was on air wearing a gray hoodie, sweatpants, and a black jacket. He responded to the criticism the next day, saying his bosses asked him to be more casual for the morning show. So, alleged comedian, because I don't think Stephen Colbert is funny at all. Do you guys think that Stephen Colbert is funny? Let me know in the comment section. Comedian Stephen Colbert slammed CNN host Don Lemon on Thursday for wearing a hoodie with sweatpants and a jacket on his new morning show. During his show Thursday night, the jokester pulled up a picture of Lemon and the outfit he wore on air for his new CNN morning gig earlier in the day, saying, as a wise man once said, "What the F is that?" Colbert then continued to poke fun at Lemon, telling him he has some explaining to do, which Lemon tried to do on his morning show the next day, which I wouldn't be surprised if his network is the one that told him to explain, because I'm sorry, as a grown-ass man, I'm not explaining anything about anything that I'm wearing. If I'm wearing some shit, I'm wearing some shit, and if you got a problem with it, come try to take it off. You know what I'm saying? He revealed his new CNN bosses had asked him to be more casual as he took over the station's morning show, which was advertised as being quote-unquote a different morning show, in a promo featuring Lemon in a turtleneck, which, I mean, it is a morning show. It's a morning show where all of the anchors fight, and it has horrible ratings. So, I mean, it is a very different morning show. You know what I'm saying? On his late show Thursday night, Colbert decided to poke fun at Lemon's outfit choice, despite calling him a quote-unquote dear friend. And these are the backhanded, condescending, microaggressive type comments that people like this tend to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was watching this morning and I was a little taken back because I didn't expect this, Colbert said, before instructing his crew to display a picture of Lemon in the very casual outfit. I know they want to add some comedy to CNN, the comedian continued, referring to a proposal to add a late night show on the network. And this is hilarious. I don't think that CNN would add a quality comedy show. I think that if CNN wants to do comedy, they need to continue to do what they're doing, because their journalism and their news reporting is comedy. I don't know how a CNN comedy show would look. You know, it would probably look corny like the Daily Show. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, probably be something lame like Saturday Night Live or some garbage. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think a CNN comedy show would look like? But how do you report the news in that outfit? How do you talk about tragedy wearing that? Because what could be more tragic than that look is that he had this morning. Or what could be more tragic than that look he had this morning? Colbert mocked. He then went on to compare Lemon's look to a high school track teacher who went for a run, but then got a little hungry and stopped at a restaurant. But it was too nice of a restaurant, and they said, "Excuse me, sir, you have to wear a jacket." So when he stole a jacket from Guys and Dolls, Colbert joked, referring to a musical set in 1950s. He concluded, "Don, you've got a lot to answer for." To his credit, Lemon took up the challenge on CNN this morning the next day, describing his casual attire as a Rorschach test in which people see what they want to see. So, look, I love Stephen Colbert. The embattled CNN anchor began. So as you guys can see, they're already starting to use the disparaging language when it comes to talking about Don Lemon. So it's only a matter of time before the scandal, then the fall, then the repeat stories. So I'm telling you, Don Lemon, you better get out of there while you can. You know what I'm saying? But he said it was interesting. I didn't expect that reaction. For me, it was sort of like a Rorschach test wearing the outfit, he said as he tried to defend the style. First of all, it's not a sweatshirt or whatever Lemon claimed. It's a sweater that has a hood on it. At that point, Lemon revealed that when he took the job co-anchoring CNN this morning, his bosses asked him to relax and be more comfortable and sort of go with what is happening in the world. Right now, people aren't wearing suits as much, he said, after showing a montage of him in different colored suits over the years. Lots has changed since the pandemic, right? So I just found it interesting that there was such a reaction, because online I got a lot of negative reaction. That's because people don't like you, Don. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think that Don Lemon truly got a negative reaction because of the outfit that he wore? Or do you guys think that Don Lemon got a negative reaction because people just actually ain't messing with him like that? You know what I'm saying? Lemon then turned to his co-anchor, Catelyn Collins, saying how he now understands what it must be like to be a woman when they get comments about their skirt, about their hair, or whatever. I don't understand. I don't get that. So now you claim to understand what it's like to be a woman because somebody was getting on your case about your damn outfit? Men never get scrutinized as much, he said before turning to his comments directly to Colbert, saying, "I think that you should have fun with comedy." Men actually get scrutinized more, and men are expected to take it. If men complain about the scrutiny that we have, society as well as other women will try to shame you. Women are allowed to body shame men relentlessly without consequence. As a matter of fact, it's encouraged by other women, and it's also encouraged by society. If you body shame a woman, or if you actually tell the woman the truth about certain things that women don't like about themselves, all of a sudden you're a misogynist and you're the worst person on the planet. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. I think if Barack Obama can get criticized for a tan suit, if Vladimir Zelensky can fight in a war in a hoodie, if Trayvon Martin can start a revolution in a hoodie, then Don Lemon could tell the news in a hooded sweater, he claimed. These are just very interesting, weird, not funny, and word salad-y comparisons. You know what I'm saying? This isn't even a word salad with ranch. You know what I'm saying? Word salads with ranch, you know what I'm saying? At least they can be, they all right. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they have some nice, cold, crisp romaine. This is a word salad with Waldorf. You know what I'm saying? And that's no good for anybody. So, Stephen, I love you. I'm glad you started this conversation, but it's like a Rorschach test. Again, for the third time. He's sitting up here talking about it's a damn Rorschach test for the third time. And I don't know about this, man. I don't really feel like watching this. CNN airs promo for new show this morning featuring Don Lemon. To me, this just looked like the average every day at the Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Lemon had previously promised to the show viewers of the new morning show a younger, more fun version of himself, a stark contrast from the hardliner Americans were used to. They consider Don Lemon a hardliner. But in an ad for the new show, Collins tells both Lemon, who is 56, and co-anchor Poppy Harlow, who is 40, that she was a freshman when they got their start on CNN in 2006 and 2008, respectively. High school or college, Harlow asked. Actually, I think it was 8th grade. Collins, who is 30, replies to shock from her elder co-host. The exchange is then followed by a montage of dialogue between the future and morning anchors, highlighted by their philosophy for the show. A morning show is like when people walk into a diner, Lemon says. You come in and you get whatever amount of news that you can, and then you start your day. Text on the screen continues throughout the promotion, highlighting each portion of the trio's conversation, when at one point the conversation is layered over the video. People's time is so valuable that if they give 15 minutes to watch the news, that's a lot of time, Collins said. We need to cover more of what is happening across America, Harlow adds, to which she then follows up on moments later with, people just want to be heard. It's really all about conversation, Lemon concluded. We're the place for accuracy and the place for context. Man, you cannot be talking about CNN. They're not talking about CNN, are they? Because ain't nothing accurate about CNN. You know what I'm saying? The move to replace New Day and move Lemon from a prime time was once of new. Whoever writes these articles, man, they really need to do some editing, man. I'm going to tell y'all something. And if there's any content creators in here, I want you guys to agree or disagree with me in the comment section. Do the Daily Mail and the New York Post have the absolutely worst editing? They have misspelled words. They have sentences that don't make sense. Grammatical errors. New York Post and Daily Mail. Horrible editing, man. This is how you know whoever the editors are at the New York Post and at the Daily Mail, man, it's somebody's son or it's somebody's best friend who's an idiot, you know what I'm saying, who has no training in editing, because you can tell, I mean, the words are misspelled. Sometimes a question mark is where explanation mark is supposed to be. Sentences don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's horrible. So now here it says the move to replace New Day and move Lemon from primetime was one of new CEO Chris Like's most prominent decisions as he seeks to steer the outlet away from opinion-based partisan news and anchors who slam conservatives and the GOP. All right, so what this guy's goal here is to turn the channel into a Fox News competitor. Okay, so you're not going to have a bunch of outspoken black people running around on a Fox News competitive channel. On a Fox News competitive channel, you're going to have the most racist white people that you can have, unabashedly saying the most vile things that they possibly can think of, which is not very much, about black people. Okay. So now here it says a big time critic of former President Trump and Republicans, Lemon has previously called Trump the biggest snowflake of them all following the 2021 White House raid on January the 6th. So again, remember, you heard it here in this article. One of the new directions of CNN moving forward is to protect the image of conservatives, which means that if there's an issue with police violence, like what went on with Tyree Nichols, that's going to be a story that's going to be either pushed to the end, or it's going to be a story that has a lot of comedy and repeat showing him getting kicked and harmed in order to appease that particular audience. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says he was also widely outspoken about election fraud following the 2020 presidential election and claimed Trump and Republicans were feeding GOP supporters BS. Lemon added on to his criticism of networks continuing to cover Trump despite not being the active president. It was frustrating to say the least. Not that I wasn't committed to doing it in primetime, but after Donald Trump wasn't president anymore and we had a war in Ukraine, that changed our approach to what we did in primetime, which was not starting every single night with a monologue about Donald Trump and how bad he was and how terrible things were in the country, he said. So I was ready to move on, and I think the audience is ready to move on as well, Lemon continued. He has worked at CNN for 16 of his 40 years in journalism and served as a co-moderator for the 2020 Democratic presidential debate. But when CNN This Morning aired in November, the show debuted less than 390,000 viewers. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Make sure you guys smash that like button, hit the bell, and share the video out to all of your other followers. Because Blacklight Revelations with the watch times, we're getting in the realms of being able to be competitive with these smaller news channels. And forget these people, man. We're going to make them extinct. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says those numbers are dismal in comparison to the show's competition, including Morning Joe on MSNBC, which brought in 793,000 viewers, and Fox and Friends saw 1.5 million viewers. So as you guys can see, you guys see what time the United States is on. Fox and Friends, Karen's and crew got 1.5 million viewers. It got more than CNN Morning and more than Morning Joe combined. You know what I'm saying? It also got about double of the next up, which was Morning Joe, which means that the news that people watch tells you about the culture of the country. So the country is moving more in an anti-black direction. You know what I'm saying? So again, make sure you are exercising your Second Amendment rights and keeping an extra clip. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says CNN this morning also debuted to 50,000 less viewers on average than the New Day, with just 71,000 viewers, considered the network's demographic. During its final show, New Day brought in just over 350,000. That number still only saw 75,000 from the network's main demographic of adults aged 25 through 54. On November 1st, Morning Joe had 114,000 in the same category, and Fox and Friends saw 236,000. Before it began losing viewers in mass, the show averaged 413,000 viewers in 2022. Nobody's watching this garbage anymore. White people are not watching CNN because it's not racist enough, and black people aren't watching CNN because it doesn't address black issues enough. So what CNN needs to do is CNN needs to do like the rest of the Democrats and pander to the other groups of people like Asians and Latinos. But Asians and Latinos have their own networks. Latinos have their own news media, and so they're going to go with that first before dealing with CNN. And if you ask me, it's just a matter of time before CNN ends up being acquired by somebody else, more than likely NBC. But make sure you guys bookmark that, and we'll see if that happens in the future. And if it does, it's just another prediction that your boy Blacklight called. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you smash that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Share this video out to all of your social media. Follow my backup channels and my other social media. Tag me in stories that you want to hear about, and I will catch you all on the next video. All right?